Yo, what's cracking everyone? Ericship 111 here, and we are back with another episode of Hidden Secrets, Easter eggs, and glitches on Forza Horizon 5. So for those who are new to my channel and don't know what this series is, well, this is a series where you, the subscribers, send me interesting things that you have found in Forza Horizon 5, and the ones which are the most unique and haven't yet been showcased on my channel will get a chance of being featured in a future episode. To send me the things that you have found, you can either write them down in the comments section below or direct messaging them to me through Instagram, Twitter, or Xbox, either by describing it or in video form. Please just make sure that it is in the best quality possible so it can be included in a future video. All of the links will be down in the description below. So without further ado, here are 7 new secrets, Easter eggs, and glitches that were recently discovered in Forza Horizon 5. Starting off with number 1, I don't ever remember seeing this. So here's a very interesting map bug that I don't ever recall seeing back in previous months. The bug is located right here in the main city of Horizon 5 in Guanajuato, and if you go through all the tunnel links and drive towards this little fountain, you can see as we drive towards the back, there seems to be some extra ground that has been layered on top and through this fountain. But then as you drive your car towards the back of this fountain, your car doesn't go up this strange slope, but instead you drive right through it. Now granted, certain cars won't fit through this gap, but if you get a car small enough like this Mazda RX-7, you certainly can. Get a car small enough and you'll be almost impossible to find in a game of hide and seek. But yeah, not sure if this bug has always been around. Let me know down in the comment section below, and a huge shout out to Nike Strike 15 from Xbox for sharing this with all of us. Thank you. Number 2, quick convertible. Right, so we know one of the new features in Horizon 5 is having the ability to put your car's roof on or off out in free roam. Now, for the most part, the convertible feature is very realistic, the animation is accurate, and I'm glad that after 2 titles since the Horizon 3 dev build got leaked, it has finally been put as a feature from launch. So one example I can give right here is of course the 2019 Ferrari Portofino. Right now the roof is down, and once you click the left thumbstick, also known as the interactive button, the animation of the roof will go up. It does take some time, but that's because Playground Games wanted it to be realistic. However, there seems to be some slight bug with this particular car from time to time. As we can see here with this player, it seems as though the convertible feature just goes up and down extremely fast. Safe to say that that doesn't happen in reality. How many of you have experienced this? And a huge shout out to X Dark Helmet from Xbox for sharing this with all of us. Thank you. Number 3, no neck or head. So about a month ago, we showcased this particular glitch where when you are out in free roam and in third person view, for some strange reason, the drivatar of the player is missing their body. Definitely looks quite scary, but would be a perfect fit for a Halloween theme in Horizon 5. However, we have found another bug that is quite similar, but instead of being in third person view, it's now in first person. As we can see in this clip, everything seems to be normal in cockpit view with the drivatar's arm holding the steering wheel, but as he accelerates and brakes, you can see the drivatar's body moving to the point where there's nothing underneath the suit. Essentially just seeing the collar only. A rather ominous bug to say the least, but a huge shout out to Ultra Nova 1987 from Xbox for sharing this with all of us. Thank you. Number 4, some more see-through kits. Now in Forza Horizon 5, we have seen quite a handful of body kits which have been bugged by allowing players to see through certain areas in which it shouldn't. One example we have showcased in the past is with this Dodge Charger Forza Edition, where if you change the front bumper or bonnet, you can see right through the grille. Now these types of bugs isn't new to the Horizon franchise, as if some of you remember back in Horizon 4, one of the most notorious see-through bugs that game had was the exhaust being being completely hollow. But this time we have something slightly smaller, and it's with the new BMW Z4. As we can see at the back, we have these rear vents with reflectors, I guess. However, once we change to the AC Schnitzer rear bumper, the rear vents become see-through. Now we know this isn't supposed to be the case, because if we pan around to the opposite side, the parts that's supposed to be see-through is solid. I can't believe I didn't notice this earlier, but anyways, a huge shout out to Concept 1 from Xbox for sharing this with all of us. Thank you. Number 5, street races actually felt like street races. So there was something very interesting that I found on Reddit the other day, and it kind of ties in with the last video I made a couple of days ago. And if you guys have missed that particular video, I'll put a link to that down in the description below. But the clip that I saw was a throwback as to how street races were presented back in Forza Horizon 3. Now, as you all know, I played a lot of Horizon 3, and it was how my channel kind of started gaining traction. But it's been so long since that title that I had forgotten many of the awesome things that were featured. So let's take a look at how Forza Horizon 5 street racing is. It almost starts like a normal race, except without all the grandstands, with just the red smoke up in the far distance. Now, if we take a look at Horizon 3, even the initial animation of the cars arriving and parking like a huge car cruise along with people walking around was just awesome. And when there was the midnight battles where they were essentially pink slip races, just take a look at the starting animation. It feels so much like a proper street race. You know what this kind of shows me? It shows me that Playground Games, if they really wanted to, can go the street racing theme route and turn the Horizon series into a more underground sort of title. Perhaps maybe a spin-off sometime in the future? I don't know. Number 6, well, here's a problem. Has anyone here seen a bug like this before? As you can see, this player is in a co-op race. Him and his mate are taking on 6 drivatars, but the only issue here is that this player isn't able to see his mate or the rest of the grid up ahead. So he essentially has no idea whether or not he could overtake those drivatars ahead, or do they even exist in this race? Like, how on earth are you supposed to win the race now? It's a lose-lose situation, and I don't think I have ever encountered this in Horizon 5 as of yet, but certainly a very interesting clip. And a huge shout out to Batman JLW from Xbox for sharing this with all of us. Thank you. And lastly, number 7, the closest we may ever get to Japan. So with the inclusion of Events Lab in Horizon 5, along with Playground Games adding new assets into this feature every month to create a near limitless map, some very talented players within the community have begun building maps that are pretty much near unimaginable, and some have even built maps that are themed around Japan. This is awesome because the Events Lab feature may possibly be the only game mode, I guess, to ever experience a Horizon game set in Japan. Because you see, for years now, we have been asking and maybe even begging Playground Games to make a Horizon game set in the land of the rising sun, but it has yet to happen. And from my research, it seems to be a little bit more complicated than just sending a bunch of their developers to take photos and then piece it together on a map back in the studio. Some online forums and articles have even suggested that the Japanese government aren't as open to having their country or monuments portrayed in video games, especially if the developers are not from their home country. Hence why even some of the historical sites in Horizon 5 like Teotihuacan, Playground Games had to get approval by the local council with limitations so that they are respected and indestructible in order for these historical sites to be featured in Horizon 5. But because all of these Events Lab maps are user created, it's almost essentially a form of modding where they are allowing external talent to create something for the game, except the feature already allows for that creation within the title. So I wouldn't expect Horizon Japan to come anytime soon, but if you do want to experience Japan in Horizon 5 to some capacity, there are many Events Lab creations which are probably the closest thing we'll get. So there we have it guys, 7 new hidden secrets, Easter eggs and glitches that we have found in Forza Horizon 5. Anyways, if you guys did enjoy this video, please make sure to smash the thumbs up button as it really does help me out. And also, if you guys would like to see more Forza Horizon 5 content right here on this channel, make sure to click the subscribe button with notifications turned on. That way you won't ever miss out on another video that goes live. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.